I think that I would definitely, I would stop Bakole even easier. I think now he's much bigger. He moves a lot less. He was a lot. He was. I seen a lesser Martin Bakole to me than what he was when I fought him. He was a lot more active, just as strong. Probably his power wasn't as heavy because of the size, but he didn't move as much. So it would have been an easier fight, I think, for me against Martin Bakole at this time. And but I thought he did good overall. And he just approached it. He has a bit of an ego, so you have to just crack that ego, and then you're good from there. Yeah, oh, absolutely. There's some little, after that performance, there's probably a couple of little other windows and doors that opportunity that's opened up for him. But as long as I keep winning and he keeps winning, we just gotta keep mustering that thing up, and eventually, he's gonna have to come see me. Somebody's gonna put a bounty on his head, and I'm gonna come to collect.
And those are the words of Micheal Bounty Hunter. And he states that, hey, I will stop him earlier than I did last time. I think he got him out of there in the 9th round, or maybe it was the 10th, 9th or 10th. Late, he got Bakole out. And he says, well, yeah, he's more powerful now, but he moves less. So he's easier to hit. And the ego, okay? Somebody has to crack that ego, stop that ego, because egos are a mother sucker to everyone. Egos is that inner, I know I got it type thing. I know who I am. Who, me? I know I'm the best type mindset. Ego. And let me counterpunch. I'm not sure about him stopping him earlier, but I do know that Micheal Hunter was the only one to do it. So it's like, here's the thing. What has Martin Bakole done since his loss? That's the question. Who has he fought since Micheal Hunter? That's the question. What prepared him for Micheal Hunter? And I say the answer is Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson is a mobile guy, but he did amateurish shit, okay? And he said it. I pulled straight back. I shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? You uppercuts, pulling back on an uppercut? No. They might help you if you go farther enough. But he's dipping and slipping in. And Martin Bakole was right there. And he's very deceptive because he is slower. And I think, honestly, Martin Bakole is a guy that, because he's slower with his feet and fast with his hands, that makes him more deceptive. Because you see someone feet like that, you don't expect his hands to be that fast. However, how much faster is his hands were in the first Micheal Hunter fight and in a possible second Micheal Hunter fight? Or, look at it this way. What about Micheal Hunter? How fast can Micheal Hunter be at 35? Pretty damn fast. You know what I'm saying? So he's a gym rat. Let's just face it. Every time I follow him, okay, on Instagram, and every time I see him, he's somewhere in the gym, not on the treadmill. You know what I mean? But he's getting it in. He's sparring. He's doing this, and when he doesn't fight, he's over there sparring with somebody else. So he's always in shape. Someone like that stays in shape. And if his lifestyle's clean, ask Bernard Hopkins, ask Alexander Usyk, ask a lot of fighters, Terrence Crawford. If your lifestyle is clean, you can fight at an elite level for a long time. But the question will be lingering. How long will you be able to do it? How long will you be able to be quick and sharp like you were when you beat Martin Bakole? Martin Bakole looks better by his slower speed and heavy. Like he said, his power's different because he's bigger. You know what I mean? What happens when that big man, 284 plus pounds, hits you? What happens? But one thing to sure, Micheal Hunter was eventually able to walk him down and break him down. So has anything changed about Micheal Hunter versus Martin Bakole? And last before least, the ego. I think ego will bite everybody in the ass at some point. When you walk around with an ego, somebody's going to be there to stop it. And I think Martin Bakole has been doing that for a long time. And the reason people are talking about him versus not, because you guys remember when I said, if Mark McCauley loses to Jared Anderson, he'll fall through the cracks and people won't hear from him again. And I really won't bring him up because there's nothing really to bring up. You know what I mean? You just said a bunch of bullshit sparring stories about people that you can't prove, or can you? Because he did say and mention footage that he had, right? But nonetheless, if you get beat by Jared Anderson, none of that matters. You know what I mean? But where is that spiraled from? Does it spiral from just a desire to get a fight, or does it spiral from the fact that, hey, I got this footage and I whooped everybody's ass that's higher up top that I'm trying to get a fight with, you know what I mean? And I'm exposing them for who they are and they don't want to fight me because I'm that good. That comes from ego. It may not come from a fight. It may, you know what I mean? Because he's going, as long as these fighters keep winning, Turki Al-Sheikh is going to have a bag for him. So there's really no need of ego. You know what I mean? Sure, it sells a fight. Sure, it shows you talk shit. But at the end of the day, the ego does nothing for the fighter. Okay? Because that doesn't replace confidence. A lot of people think it's the same thing. They're not. Confidence is based on the amount of work and hard work you do. Ego is that shit you already have before you've done the hard work to get ready and prepared for the fight. So, you know, him saying, hey, I'm going to break that ego down. I like that statement from Michael Hunter simply because it's like, hey, you know what? Somebody got to say it. And he said it. Like, you know what? He got an ego. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's Michael Hunter. He's nice. You know what I mean? What do you want? You know, he ain't me. But I'm a good guy. I'm not a nice guy. But, you know, Michael Hunter, I think he's a nice guy. And he's just like, hey, I think he got a bit of an ego. No, he does have one. Correction. He does have one. You know, talking all that shit about those fighters, you know? But then again, does he have a point? Are they ducking him? You know what I mean? But nonetheless, if you think that, you know, the way you go about it and what you've done and this, that, and the other to these fighters, was it necessary? No, it wasn't necessary. So, yeah, it may be ego, and I do agree with Michael Hunter. And let's see if he can bring his ego to an end. But you guys tell me what you think of Michael Hunter stating that he would stop Martin Bakole faster this time in the second fight. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!